plays applied. It's a Game 7.
The greatest 2 words in team sports.
Everything's on the line.
It means a lot to everybody.
Either your dream continues or your dream ends.
They are indeed the best 2 words in sports, and of course the Subway Series, Christina, is a big deal. But Game 46 lacks the urgency of a pair of playoff Game 7s beginning in the NBA.
I mean, it's a classic for a reason, especially at this point in the season, or any point really. Oklahoma City was ready to bring the Thunder on the Denver Nuggets, and boy, did they. The crowd was rocking, by the way, in OKC. The Nuggets roster had played 36 career Game 7s. OKC has played 3. We know Aaron Gordon was playing through a grade 2 hamstring strain. Nikola Jokic finding Gordon, who said, injury? What injury? 8 points, 11 rebounds in 25 minutes. But Jalen Williams was also there in the second quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander finding him. He knocks down the 3 up. The Nuggets miss. Williams there to grab the rebound and just turns on all of the motors. Goes coast to coast for the easy slam. OKC turning things around, and speaking of, they turned it over a lot. Forced the turnovers, more likely. Williams fired up there with that fast break dunk. Denver turns it over again. Told ya. Thunder in transition. Williams flies in for the layup. OKC fans going crazy. Thunder lead 56-43. Williams getting in the paint, gets the friendly bounce on the short jumper. He had 17 points in the second quarter. That's tied for most in any quarter of his career, regular season or playoffs. It was no regular game for OKC. On to the third, and they were up 66-46. SGA said, how about making a 23-point game? And he does. Later in the second, Thunder up 74-57, just completely separating and frustrating. Jokic there, SGA lays it in on the other end. Thunder up by 19 and then some. Case in point, for Cason Wallace rises up for the poster slam on Jokic. A huge dunk by Wallace. The OKC bench loving it. I mean, they should. They were up by 21 at this point. 20 here. Wallace again pokes it away from Jokic. Finds Alex Caruso. Hey, share the love, and he does. Lays it in. 37 points off turnovers for Thunder. That's most by any team in a Game 7 since 1998. They led 97-72 after 3. We're in the fourth. SGA getting inside. Banks it in. Plus the foul. Thunder rolling. Up by 28 after that made free throw. Up by 30. Caruso again. Stripping Jokic. Dishes to SGA for the easy flush. Thunder win 125-93. Here's Coach Dagenot on what this win meant.
There's not many games you wake up in the morning and you know that you're going to remember the game for the rest of your life, and Game 7's one of them. If we just bet on who we are individually and collectively, we're a really hard team to beat. You want them to get these sorts of things because they deserve them, and not everybody always gets what they deserve, but this team deserves these types of opportunities, and I was just really happy for those guys.
We can win no matter the environment, no matter the type of game. It could be ugly, it could be pretty, it could be high scoring, it could be low scoring. It could be a lot of free throws, it could be no free throws. Like, no matter what it is, we can find a way to win. And I think that's very important this time of year. We play a really good team in the Timberwolves, and we got to try to beat them 4 times before they beat us 4 times. And that's all I'm worried about, all our team is worried about. Like Dub just said, just trying to be where our feet are in the moment and see what's in front of us and try to attack it and come out on the right end of it. I think that's why we've gotten this far in the season, and we're going to continue to do so.
All right, so with the Thunder win, a fan base is guaranteed to see something for the first time in quite a while. All 4 franchises in the conference finals are on NBA title droughts of at least 35 years. The Thunder and Knicks haven't won one since the 70s, while the Timberwolves and Pacers have never won one. One team that won't be celebrating, the Denver Nuggets. Here's Jokic on this Nuggets team.
Do you feel like this team could still win a championship as it's put together now?
I mean, we didn't, so obviously we can't. If we could, we will win it. So I don't believe in those if stuff. So we had the opportunity, we didn't win it. So I think we can't, and we will see, But from now, like next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of beer probably.
I would really appreciate it if there were a couple of days in between games in the playoffs instead of every other day, a travel day and a recovery day. Just two days. I think the product of the game would be a lot better, just to give all these professional athletes just one more day of rest, and you would see a higher level of basketball. Probably less blowouts.
Basketball analyst Jay Bilas joins us here on SportsCenter. All right, Jay, the Thunder started off a little bit slow, took off in the second quarter, never looked back. What stood out to you in their must-win game today against Denver?
I thought it was OKC's best game of the playoffs. They were relentless defensively. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was MVP worthy in this game. He had 35 points, went 12 of 19 from the field. But it was really the dominant defense. And I thought it was exhibited by Alex Caruso, who wound up guarding Nikola Jokic on several possessions throughout the course of the game. And Oklahoma City, throughout the course of that 7-game series, really kept a body on Jokic and then kept length behind him, whether it was Isaiah Hartenstein who was guarding him with Chet Holmgren behind, or you had Caruso taking him on in this game, getting up underneath him, making things difficult. It was not Jokic's best series, but you have to give credit to Oklahoma City. Their defense is just relentless. Great ball pressure, great rotations. Their closeouts are always on point, and they do a great job protecting the rim.
22 forced turnovers from OKC, which contributed there to Jokic's frustrations, as you said, Jay. But we have to give the Nuggets a little bit of credit here. They took a top team to 7 games. So why couldn't Denver get it done?
Well, that's a great point. You have to give Denver a lot of credit. You know, they fired their coach and general manager with 3 games to go in the regular season, and then went on a very nice playoff run under David Adelman. But I think they just kind of ran out of gas in a way. They were banged up and injured. Michael Porter Jr. had the shoulder. He was great in Game 3, but it was really difficult for him to fight through that. And then in Game 7, Aaron Gordon had that hamstring issue, and he's fought a calf issue throughout the course of the season, missed 31 games. Anytime you have those soft tissue injuries, they're really difficult to deal with. But that really made Denver vulnerable in Game 7. And they were vulnerable throughout the course of the series, but they do deserve a ton of credit for stretching this out to 7 games, because Oklahoma City won 68 games throughout the regular season. Mark Daigneault and his staff have done a great job with that team. They are legit. They're deep.